There are often speculations about what's going to be in a budget, but this year's different. This year, the speculation's actually coming from government itself. Make no mistake, unless scientists show that they're passionate about this issue, the funding cuts will happen.
My research is currently funded by an NHMRC project grant, and that's due to shortly expire.
We don't receive much funding at all from industry and philanthropic sources, and that's because of the way my institute, the Walsh and Elisa Hall Institute, is structured. In fact, a lot of that additional funding goes to pay for what the NHMRC is not covering.
And my area of research is looking at the biological basis of autism, something that affects 1 in 100 children in Australia.
A lot of our research is built from the research that we've been engaged in for 10 years or more in large research studies held in Australia, which are very highly regarded internationally.
Australia punches way above its weight in health and medical research. Melbourne particularly is a centre for biomedical research globally, and to do this to our young scientists, to do this to the people who either themselves or in their family have a chronic illness and have some hope from what's happening in health and medical research here in Australia, is just plain stupid.
As I said, it's a relatively new area. The project's not well established, and for that reason it's more crucial that we have funding at this stage.
This is a seriously stupid decision. Government has a short-term funding problem and they're proposing long-term cuts to medical research. It doesn't make sense.
Without the academic knowledge and high regard which is a product of our research, medical health and the ability to provide drugs will suffer very quickly. A cut in funding for the next 3 years could translate to problems with our programs for 10 years or more, and there is no getting around that.
We'll lose our best and brightest. It will mean that in the long term we won't have high-paid jobs in new industries.
There are going to be no jobs for me. The other option is to find another profession, which is a real shame. We're so well trained. The government has spent so much money educating us. We really want to give back to the community.
I think health and medical research has been singled out because people have seen it as a soft target. They've seen that they can make these cuts and it's not going to cause much of a problem. Well, scientists and the public have to show government that it's going to cause a very big problem, because not only will the cuts happen, unless that happens, then you won't get the money back in the future either. There'll be other more important, more pressing matters. Sometimes governments just tough it out with demonstrations, other times governments realise they might have gone too far. They will back down if the pressure's strong enough. These proposed cuts are very real. As of today, they are in the budget, they are going to happen. Government has to take a decision to reverse it.
If you have not done these things, I urge you to seek out one of our volunteers.
That will only happen if people get very highly motivated and see it right through to the budget and beyond.